I want to welcome you formally to Pop Conversations. We talk to artists across the country about their musical journey and the projects they have in the moment. So it's our honor, Jace Carrillo, to welcome you to Pop Conversations. I'm really excited to be talking to you today.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you for the invitation and the space, to talk about anything practically. I think that Christmas it's coming, and I release a song. I'm going to Qatar for the World Cup. So there are many things that are happening and going on. It's been busy, and well, I think when it's busy, it's always good.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And what I have absolutely loved about reading your story is that you arrived in Canada. So where I want to pick up your story is 2015. I read that you arrived here in 2015, but between 2015 and 2022, it feels like you have accomplished so much. So where I want to begin is what's that drive for you to be able to accomplish so much in a country where, for other people they would say, oh, because I'm not from here, or because I don't know anybody, or because there's so many excuses, but it feels like you have accomplished so much even in a country that you have just moved into recently.
Wow, and thank you for that. I arrived in, as you said, in 2015. By the end of 2015, I didn't know any French, and I barely knew some words in English. I wasn't the best, It was I'm still learning. For sure, it's not the language barrier. It's always something that we have to overcome, and we're learning every day. But I think and I lived so many things in Venezuela, back in Venezuela, that made me grow fast and adapt so fast to the changes that coming to Canada is like if I there's a chip that you activate and you say like, okay, it's on, like it's on for changes, boom. And since then I arrived, I got here, and I've been so prepared to adapt myself to situations that I think that there's no time to say, to acknowledge that I'm low or up. I keep going and going and going and going. Then it has happened as well. Like you take a look at what you've overcome, what you've made, and I'm really grateful for that. I'm really grateful. I just think that that we just have to uh, kind of not we don't I know there are moments that we feel like we're stuck. There are moments that we feel that there are downs, but we just have to look the long-term vision of what we're doing. I know there's still a lot of things to come, and there's still a lot of battles to fight, but I remain hopeful, and I think that's been the secret, honestly.
Absolutely. That's such a great answer. So I want to go back a little bit. I know we started from your arrival in Canada 2015, but I also read that you got into music through the choir, and then but you were also exposed to like a ton of different music that has kind of shaped your sound even to now. So give me a snapshot of what it was like growing up and in Venezuela, and then finding music. How
Yeah.
was your childhood trying to find music?
Yeah, well, I started when I was a little kid. I don't remember, but I got some pictures and videos here and there. I used to go to these parties, 4 years old parties where we were running from side to side, and I used to go take the mic from the host and start like singing these songs, these kid songs, and dancing and all. Like people were like, "What is going on? Like, where is he coming from? What is?" And my parents were like this, like nobody, like in my family there was no one that were doing music at the moment. Like it's not like, no, my dad was a musician, my uncle, my generations. No, nothing. I still feel like, yeah, it might come from my mom's side, because I've been discovering along the way, but it's not something that I grew up like meant to be. Like it was something that I discovered on my own. I got into music on my own. I started learning keyboard on my own. I just had this passion for it, and when I was growing up, I took some singing lessons. I was participating in contests in my city. I was really active, trying to always get better and better. And I joined this gospel choir ish kind of like project. And
Okay.
it's not something that you see in Venezuela here and there. It's really like I don't think it exists actually. Like it's a
Mhm.
gospel choir. We know where it comes from. Like we know all the culture around it, but bringing it to Latin America, that's definitely something that we don't see every day. And
Mhm.
I was part of that, and just studying, watching videos of. There was a guy called Michael Phelps. That used to sing a lot of gospel as well, and seeing
Okay.
the Tabernacle Choir and Brooklyn choir. Like there were so many choirs that I was seeing that I was just I could cry for hours, just watching these videos. And then I jumped to this kind of locate. So what happened after with gospel? It started here and there, then became blues, then became R&B. Then it's like I started seeing that evolution, and I get to understand artists like Neo, like Usher, and then Justin Timberlake. I got to the pop part, right? The pop
Yeah.
evolution,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
back in my country, we are so used to talk about salsa, merengue, reggaeton, and all these styles that are not necessarily R&B influences, and
Mhm.
um, and well, I just love that so much that I just wanted to sing that. I just wanted to do that. So being there was like, why are you doing these runs or ad libs that way? I was always like, whoa, like, and they were, why? No, 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 we don't do that here. No, 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 no. Like, what are you trying? When I came here to Canada, it was totally the opposite. It was like, no, 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 bring me the bring me that Latin flavor. I started mixing that. I started like saying, okay, I got from one pole to the other. Now it's the opposite. Now it's like,
Opposite. Yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I, I need to embrace that is going through my blood, because it's natural. Like I'm not a dancer, but I got my moves. I try. And I guess it's because there's a culture back there that brings us that energy to enjoy music so much. And that's how Jay started, like just creating that fusion between. And there were so many artists that were doing it already, but like Luis Fonsi, someone that
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
he
Yeah.
had years and years already killing it in Latin America, and he was an inspiration for me. Other groups as Rake, Juanes, Sin Bandera, these are groups from Latin America that were really
Okay.
famous back there, but they weren't that global, let's say,
Yeah.
back in the days. And well, I got here, and I opened my mind to evolve, to somehow create music when I didn't know how to. I took some production lessons. That was my way to get in Canada and stay. I started with a visa, student visa,
Mhm.
to fine tune those skills as a
Yeah.
producer. I used to make many songs for people and for girls, but I was not able to put it in I was putting it in paper, but not into a DAW and system or a software, right?
Yeah.
Um, and well, that's how Jay started. Just how you call it when you make mistakes and you learn through those mistakes, right? Like
Yeah. Trial and error. Yeah.
exactly, trial and error, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome,
and
awesome.
yeah.
No, go
Yeah.
ahead. Do you still
No,
say
I
something?
went. I was gonna say I went to. I got the opportunity to go into the 2018. I went to United States. I went to New York, and the first
Okay.
thing I did was going to the Harlem to Harlem and seeing a gospel choir. Uh, I connected so much with that me, like that Jace from Venezuela.
Yeah.
The, seeing it live for me was just so impressive. I think that also made me kind of understand that the message that I want to give to the world, the legend, not the legend, the um, you know your like your mark in this world, and
Yeah.
what you wanna leave forever, right? I
Yeah.
think
Your legacy. Yeah.
yeah, my legacy, the legacy that I want to leave is not necessarily Christian or anything like that, but I feel like this world needs more deep messages, like or somehow more love. We're getting sucked by an energy that is always talking about the same, and it's that superficial kind of life.
Mm.
I think we need more true, um, like hopeful and inspiring energies here and there.
Gotcha, gotcha. That's a very important message, and we're going to come back to that philosophy that you have
Yeah.
about more love. I think I just want to pick up on two things that you said
All right.
as you were, so being from Latin America and having those sounds that you just mentioned, so reggaeton, merengue, salsa, having those sounds associated with that part of the world, how have you been able uh, to to not be defined by them? To say, okay, I'm gonna dabble in pop, I'm gonna do other things, but I'm not gonna be this particular thing that you want me to be. How has that process been for you? Trying to say, okay, I'm not gonna be defined by where you think I come from, but I'm just gonna embrace music as music and do what I want to express.
Yeah, I think the secret is been to uh, listen to any style, any genre, um, like grab a little bit of everything. I'm someone that studied industrial engineering as well,
Okay,
and if
okay,
there's something I learned through that profession, is how to absorb a little bit of everything,
hmm,
being in the middle somehow, but not. It doesn't mean that you're in the middle. It just means that you kind of get let's say like a kind of a general perspective,
okay,
and that helps a lot to adapt and to kind of create that kind of mix, right? I've always tried to get a little bit of here, a little bit of there, and create that formula that can be you, that can be more like as you want to be. I think there are many influences in this world, but finding my own voice, yeah, for sure, it took time. And I think we are still evolving. Maybe next year I'll get into new things that will define a
hmm,
new me, but for sure, I just felt that it was genuine for me. In my ears, in my feelings, in my heart, my mind, I felt that those things that I was grabbing were making me happy. And we need to stick to what we think it's right for us.
hmm,
There's people that they get influenced by the market or by what others say they have to do, and they forget about that. It's such an important aspect. We as artists, we need to bring um, that different color, if we want to exist, and if we want to get somehow, um, if we want to transcend, right? I
yeah,
think that we all need to find that thing that makes us happy with what we do. um, and I know that maybe I'm not majored yet, but I really think that if there's something that it's defining me and making me feel that things are right is because I'm doing what I want, a little bit.
Mm. Okay. I'm loving this conversation, man. So you said you're not major yet, but that's not quite true because I also read that you just won like a really big award. So do you want to tell us about that award? I understand it can be compared to what the Junos is here in Canada, but tell us about that award and the process and what song did you win that award for?
Wow, yeah, that was interesting. Those awards, those are like the Junos in Canada, but
Gotcha.
in Venezuela, it's called Pepsi Music Awards,
Okay.
and they're pretty big in my country in Venezuela. I was super surprised about the fact that I was nominated already, and even if it was in a category that I was like, wow, I'm nominated here. It was best electronic music video, and
Gotcha.
I was like, wow, but I don't do electronic music per se, but okay. And it was with a song called "The Rhythm of Life,"
Okay.
which it was the video. We did it here in Montreal. There's a part called Jean Drapeau, as they would say
Okay.
in French with the French accent, and
Okay.
um, and this place is where you see festivals as Oshiaga, and festivals that are really remarkable in the city. They are like one of the biggest in Quebec, actually, and so many good artists come every year, and it always gets like this, full of people, right? And precisely, you also have festivals that are electronic, and you see this EDM and this electronic influence, and so somehow I understand now why it was best electronic music video, maybe. um,
Okay.
but the song "The Rhythm of Life" was a song that had these fusions between Latin and tropical house, and well, it was so motivating, because it was also my first English song, and it was the only one in English in the album. Let's say
Okay. Okay.
I just said two words in different languages, which is I said in one part of the lyrics I say no time to go back, my love, mi amor, ma chérie.
Okay.
So that
Okay.
little touch, right? And the rest is in English. For me, was a challenge. I had to get used to it, and it's still a challenge, and I love it. I want to be able to sing in English properly. Properly, I don't know what properly means, but I just want to bring more English songs in the future, and also represent Canada as a Canadian that I'm gonna be. I want to represent Canada abroad as well. So for me, it was a beautiful challenge, and the fact that it was nominated and that I won, that was amazing.
Awesome. No, congratulations. I saw that, I read that, and I'm like, okay, big things are really happening for this guy, and I'm just like I'm happy for you, and we are happy for you that it's happening. So I want you to take me into this single that you have. I know you said you just put out one today, but we're going to talk about that. But let's talk about your single. Desapareces, if I
Oh
pronounce
yeah,
that correct.
bien, bien, bien. Oh yeah, desapareces. Yeah, and it means disappearing. Uh,
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yeah. So
and
go
yeah.
ahead.
No, no. Tell me. Ask me. Whatever.
No, there is there's just this beautiful bass that drives the chorus. I just love it because I'm just hearing that it just drives the chorus so much. But so I'm fascinated about the production. But tell me about that single, how you came about it, how it was written, and the people you collaborated with are
Yeah.
producing it.
Yeah, one of the singers that I like the most, uh, it's Charlie Puth. I love what he does. I think that this song kind of like brings you to these songs that he was doing or he used to do, like that funky vibe, but like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
really
yeah,
nice, right? And I
yeah, yeah.
understand. I even created like a playlist of music that inspired me to do Desapareces. I included that single called Attention. You just
Okay.
want attention. Like it's it's that bass there super present. I said like I have to do something like that. I love it so much. And Desapareces is just the first one of many singles that I'm gonna be releasing for this second album. And yeah, I just found a concept where the first album was super compilatory. Was I was discovering what I wanted to do, what I was doing in terms of production. I just pull out everything I got, at the moment. But this second album is called Phenomena, and I had the time to think about what I wanted to talk about, what I wanted to bring as a new episode, as a new chapter in my life. And I just I just think that Phenomena, we can see so many uh, we can see phenomenon as something scientific, right? But I think if there's something unknown in this world, it's not only space; it's actually love. We were always told about things that you shouldn't do, that you should do, that this and that. We always listen to experiences, but we never know until we experience ourselves what is happening. And love is a curve as much as an orbit, or as much as you travel and you go like this to other planet. Like love for me is like discovering planets, discovering all the cosmos at the same time, because it's so unknown but we need it, we need to understand it. And I don't know, I just felt that I wanted to bring that sci fiction in my stories of love. And I connected space and love in the same vibe. And Desapareces came out as talking about that girl, or about that love that you only see when you're sleeping, when you're dreaming, when you are not in the routine. Because once you get in the routine, you find out that that perfection doesn't exist. um, and this second single that came out talks about how much you appreciate the relationship where you are, because that person has the keys of your spaceship. Something like it. It might sound cheesy, but I think I found a way to tell these stories without just coming to a, it's only cheesy if you don't mean it. And but yeah, but for sure, Desapareces brings that energy as well. I think it was the perfect start of this second chapter of my life. And it's just opening that door so more can come.
It's such a so I've gone through your page and I see that every now and again I think it's the guy you work with, your producer or something, that you guys collaborate on. But I listened to Desapareces on my headphone, and the mixing and mastering of that song is so perfect.
Thank you, man. Thank you. No, and
It's it's
and
crazy how good the mastering of that song is. So again, I want you to tell me about, because it feels like you're very intentional with the with the production aspect of your songs as well. So just tell me how you guys worked on the music part. Now we've talked
for
about the
sure.
lyrics and what it means and all of that, but just the music part, how did that process go?
Yeah, and this is the thing, right? I'm an independent artist, and I got uh, for the first time, and this made me so proud as well. I got this support as well from Factor, which is an organization from
Yeah,
Canada.
yeah, I know Factor. Yeah.
And yeah, and that made me somehow applying also my engineering skills. I got to this project management part of me, where I decided to organize and elaborate this concept as much structure as I can, right? And that planning part people don't see it maybe, but it takes willingness, and it takes a lot of effort. and
Yeah.
um, and I said, you know what, if there's something I can do is bring quality in my songs, and I decided to reach out and collaborate. I collaborated with this person in the past. He's called Jacob Cardinal. He's an
Okay.
excellent mixing engineer from Montreal. He has collaborated with many artists. He won a Juno from with Half Moon Rum and Half Moon Run, which is an extraordinary band from Montreal,
Yeah.
and he makes my first album, and I said,
Okay.
like, let's do something, let's bring this to a higher level. And he introduced me to Luca Liberatore, which is an amazing producer from Montreal, Luca the producer. uh, and we started collaborating, we started pulling out some ideas, and just the flow happened just right away practically. And and uh, and then I contacted an excellent master engineer called Felipe Tischauer. He
Okay.
has he's I don't know how I did that, honestly, but I'm so happy that it happened. I just started sending DMs, and started like contacting him, like, hey, like, listen to this, what can we do, like, can we work together, like, he has won Grammys, he has won Latin Grammys as well. He's someone that was so experienced, and the fact that we could collaborate, for me, it meant a lot, again, as an independent artist, right? and
Yeah,
and
for
uh,
sure.
and quality over quantity for me, it's essential. I think that instead of just releasing one song every day, or every week or every month, with no purpose, I decided to take my time. I didn't pull out any song from I think from December last year until this moment, and it was because I was already cooking when I finished my first album. I was already planning everything. Um, but that time that took me to do something, it was time that I know I was doing something already.
Yeah.
So yeah, that quality of work is there. I've been learning a lot. I think when you are working with people that are so great, that are so extraordinary in what they do, for sure you're gonna learn something from that. And I'm glad. I'm really glad to have that as part of this project.
So it's so congratulations first of all. I think it's a great single. I can't wait to hear what the album brings. I also was on your Instagram page and I see that you made like a jean jacket for Phenomena, and I was
Today I
just
brought this. Today I got this one. It's a little, spacey-ish. It gives us spacey vibes.
yeah, yeah, and just the branding assets that you've been working on to promote this album also gives that kind of outer space or being in a in another world kind of vibe, and I just love it completely. So congratulations on the single, bro. And when is the album itself dropping?
Well, so album for sure in 2023.
Okay,
I just think that this is like when you're watching Netflix or a series, and you're going episode by episode, right? So the first
gotcha.
episode was Desapareces, the visualizer that we created, which it was made with another Venezuelan Canadian guy. His name is
Okay,
Andres
okay,
Estrada, and there was such a great team around the project. We recorded in Thetford Mines in Quebec,
yeah,
and that gave somehow like this um, moon aspect, kind of, and I really think that it's gonna bring something great to the ice. And we created this concept where there's travel that happens, and where I'm landing in this place. But anyways, I don't want to say much. I just want people to see it little by little. But the first
yeah,
episode was you see me with a helmet, and you see these lights happening there. It's super simple, but it's at least it's giving you that first opening of what the album means and what the album is bringing. um, Definitely in Taking Off, which was just released right now. I'm just putting a little teaser of the other things that are happening, and I just think that with the little BFX we're adding here and there,
Yeah.
it's gonna definitely bring visually talking. Is gonna bring it's gonna add value to the project as well. Um, but yeah, I just think that as a Netflix series, you see one episode, you go to the next one, and sometimes you have to wait a little bit until the next one comes out. But I really want people to get in synchrony with everything that is happening. A lot of Latin vibes as well are coming. These songs were more like pop R&B, pop lo-fi a little bit, but the next ones are definitely bringing again those Latin rhythms that I love so much. Even some Afro vibes, Afro pop. I really look forward to show it. I can't wait. Honestly, I'm like I hear it in my car all the time, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait.
Oh my God, I can't wait to. So you mentioned, by any chance, are you creating like a physical copy of this record, or it's all going to be digital? Because with the amount of storytelling that you're putting in this, I would think that you might. Are you doing like a little run of a vinyl, or because it's there's so much
Wow.
storytelling in this?
And I haven't promoted or like I haven't released yet a merch strategy or something around merch or vinyls or this kind of physical items. And
Yeah.
I it's something that I am planning out. Like for sure
Okay.
there's gonna be something else in the future that little by little is going to connect with more and more people. But for sure
Yeah.
are things that I have in my mind. I just can't wait to also um, find and joining with people that want to be part of this project as well, to take it even to a higher and higher level. So of course it's in the plan. We're going little by little, but I'm really looking forward to get there. And as I said, a little bit of everything, no. But I look forward to be present on those aspects as well.
Oh my God. I think it's going to be fantastic. If eventually you guys decide to do that, it'd be great. I think people are some artists, I've spoken to in the recent past, people are returning to that ability to be able to tell stories across physical copies, right? And it's amazing what they do. So it'd be great. But Jace, I you just have a lovely personality, man. It's it comes through. Now I can understand what I was
I
hearing in
know,
your song,
F, F.
and
No, thank you.
you did a little bit of singing earlier. So sometimes when you hear a song, it's so produced that you're actually wondering, can this guy actually sing? But I heard you just now, man. You can really sing, man. So I think you're just brilliant, bro.
It and Oh, thank you so much. Gracias, F. Really, I really appreciate it, and it's because I really I like, and I know that there are singers out there that they have so much to bring to this world as well, and to get known by what they do, right? And I just feel that nowadays we're being so foolish by superficial content that uh, sometimes it happens, and I feel that we need more authentic voices out there. I think there are so many great singers and personalities that have so much talent, and I feel like right now in the industry we're lacking a little bit of the authentic things, the
Hmm.
real things, the live things that we see, and we say like, yeah, that person knows how to sing. that person knows how to do this or the other thing, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I think we're getting foolish a little bit in this industry nowadays. I understand that there are other things that are happening, content, social networks, so many things that are happening that are creating more and more um, uh, information, um, and that's important. I'm working on that. I'm still growing up. I'm still trying to understand, trying to show my true face while I do it, because I don't want to get in trends that are not meant to fulfill anyone's expectations in the end.
Mm,
You know?
mm, mm,
Yeah.
mm.
I want to bring a purpose. I want to do the things right.
I hear
That's
you. I hear you.
yeah.
I hear you, man. I so your story goes is so wide and so interesting and so fascinating. In this format that we have right now, there's not enough time. I know that you were on the Voice La Voix, Quebec. Am I correct? Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's yeah. So there's so much I want to touch on that this time doesn't allow. But from what I can sense so far, this is my takeaway. I think that
Okay.
you are, and also, I also read that Desapareces was written after you attended that course by Ryan Tedder as well, and so
Wow.
this there's so much, right? There's so much to talk about. So tell me about that experience, about attending that course, and how it has shaped how you write music.
Yeah. Well, for La Voix, I wanted to say that it took me out of my comfort zone 100%. Like, I I didn't, like, I was barely starting with French, you know. So going to a show where everything was in French, and that I might have, like, I was to be ready. I had to be ready to sing in French as well, you know. Like,
Okay.
everything was just like, oh my god, where did I get, you know, like, where am I right now? I never thought of being there, you know, but it just happened. I said, like, I was already here. As I told you, I was just ready for it. In my mind and my heart, I was like, just break those barriers and keep advancing. You're already far from home.
Mm.
And I got into the auditions. I passed. I got to the auditions again. I passed. Then it's like, from 4,000 people, I got to the last 80 or 100 people, and we went to the television experience. Which, oh my god, I was still trying to understand what they were saying to me,
Hmm.
but it was totally worth it. I love the experience, even if I didn't qualify and advance in the competition. I feel that maybe it was because I was not um, fully fluent in French,
Hmm.
but I love the experience, the treatment from people, and you know, even backstage, you meet so many people that are in the same
Yeah.
vibe as
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
you know, that
Absolutely. Absolutely.
everything happened for a reason. That took me to um, perform during the summer festivals here in Montreal, and connect with other producers, create songs. Like, it was all meant for growth, and I took that. I feel that I represented well what I wanted, and I got the visibility that I needed to start off, to take off, just like the
Mm.
new song "Taking Off." and yeah, and then for sure, I always like to get involved in courses and things that are gonna teach me something else. I wanted to, my big dream is to write with Ryan Tedder one day for sure. I just saw the course. I was like, yes, let's do this. I really want to see how is the process coming from such an experienced
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
producer, writer, and singer.
Hmm.
One Republic is just insane,
Yeah. Of
and
course. Of course.
I saw him live. I saw him performing here in Montreal, and it was a dream come true. Like, the guy can sing notes that go, you know, a big range that he has,
Yeah. For sure.
and well, doing the chorus, I felt so inspired. I started with these lyrics and melodies Desapareces came out of that, and
Hmm.
it didn't take me that long. It was just something, I don't know. Sometimes you, as a writer, you are, some days are just so easy to make songs, and some others are totally difficult.
Yeah.
It happens. And you don't have to feel too frustrated about it, because it all depends on the mood. It all depends on so many things. And for that song, just happened like that. I got another song that I took uh, like 1 year to make it. It
Yeah.
just, it happens like that. And I'm glad that Desapareces came out this way. I think with Luca, with Jacob, we came to a point where I felt that it was the right decision in terms of production to do. And yeah, that was insane for sure. Yeah. As we say in
Right.
Spanish, it was brutal. We say that like to say like it's just awesome.
Gotcha. 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 Chase, wow, so much energy. I love your vibe. Of course, I do love the music. I can't wait for a phenomena to drop. I'm going to be looking out for that. But with this single that you have released so far, like I can understand the quality of what to expect when the full album drops. So I'm going to be looking out for it. But I'm a fan of this particular single. It's again that bass in the chorus. It just gives so much funk and groove to the song that even if you might think you're listening to a pop song, but in there is so rich and the texture is so rich. And I think you guys pulled it off really, really well. So congratulations on that single. Congratulations on all the things that you're working towards, especially with the storytelling of this particular album, all the space elements that you guys are trying to incorporate and trying to make this look like a cohesive, like you said, like a series, right? So giving people, uh,
Yeah.
you know, a slice of this stuff, one piece at a time. I think it's just fantastic strategy. So, congratulations, sir.
Oh, thank you so much, Efe, and of course, it wouldn't be possible without a great team as well. I hope I can still find the right people in this industry that can take this project elsewhere and create even a massive and bigger experience for everybody. I can't wait, for example, to perform and do a touring. Like touring for me, it's something that I know I'm gonna enjoy a lot, just because I know that I can sing, and I can bring some value when I'm performing live as well. So I've been a lot, like I've been a lot of time in the studio, and now I can't wait to show it live, but that's gonna come for sure. And I'm really hopeful for it's coming. I know that we're gonna connect really well with whoever doesn't know who Jay is right now. So I just look forward for the future.
I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation with you today. So thank you so much for giving us your time.
Oh my God, Efe, thank you so much. You too for taking your time and to talk about this, and to ask me the right questions to give me this space to really show what I'm doing, and I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate Carrie and Bad Parade for putting us in contact. I just feel that we're building something really great, and that just things are just lifting up, and I really 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 appreciate it, man.